Hi, Sina.
Hello,
Oh,
everybody.
Hello. Nice seeing you guys.
good
Nice
to
seeing
see you.
you. Great, wonderful. This is the end of the third quarter of our meeting.
Oh, that was too fast.
Yeah.
It is fast. It takes time, and there is so much of effort that has to be done by, in both sides. The five experts and coaches have done a wonderful job. Everybody, Fatima, Sarah, Solma, Zishan, Sina, and I really love the way you present. We have a variety of styles of presentation. It's awesome. And the most advanced one is Sina's, because he works on the background and everything, all the effects with visualizing effect and everything. Awesome. So today we are in week 15. We will have 5 more sessions besides this, and Sina is going to talk about a great book called Presence, bringing your boldest self to your biggest challenges. And this is something that Sarah also has lots of comments on, because
Of
it talks
course,
about being bold.
of
And
course.
that's a part of her slogan and in her motto. Awesome. So before so let me see. Okay, people are joining us. Sina, just to warm us up, tell us about yourself for a few minutes, 1 or 2 minutes, and then
Sure.
I'll ask you about the book.
Very good, very good. I already just introduced myself in the past 2 weeks. My name is Sina Dejnabadi. I am the business coach and consultant. And my focus in the business coaching is to help the people to become an entrepreneur from being of only a business owner. And the reason I'm doing that, because I just experienced the pains in the past 24 years of doing, okay, I've been employee in the first 12 years, and then the second 12 years I've been my own, I've been on my own businesses. But I just help the business owners just going towards the entrepreneurship journey, have less pain, have more power into their businesses, and have better success in their businesses. So yeah, this is
Awesome.
all about me.
That's great. Thank you so much. So um, I never heard of this book before. I love books very much, and this was one of the books that I didn't know what it is about, but I was reading a summary of it online, and I ordered the
Good.
book because I'm now very interested in reading it in detail. And for sure, I really look forward to hearing all the comments and all the nuggets of this book from
Sure.
you today. Just before we go to the details, can you tell us why you chose this book? What made this book stand out for you?
That's very great question, Alireza. The reason I just went to this book, like the other books that I have presented in the past 2 weeks, is that they are not only applicable to the lives, it can be applicable to the businesses. So Amy Cuddy is the author of this book, is the professor of a business school in Harvard University, and she has the record of the second mostly viewed TED Talks in the whole history. She is amazing girl. She is amazing person. So that's why I just liked to go and purchase this book and start this book. And when I just found this book, it's more related to the business people, and also for the young entrepreneurs that they are facing challenges to start something, especially these days that the startups are going to venture capitals and just doing the pitches for the investment. It is a big challenge for them in the technology life, and it just has so many tips and good suggestions to the young generations, how to overcome their fears and just get their power in the challenging situations. This is very good. It is very, as you said, it is very connected to the way that Sarah is coaching her clients to be bold and powerful, and also it's very related to what you are doing in just connecting and making connection between mind and body in the presentations. So it is very good. And just that's the reason I chose this book to present.
Awesome. Dare to be bold.
Yeah.
Great. So let's get started. The stage is yours, and we have all the time.
Very good.
Let's get started. I make you the host.
Possibility. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
good.
you can share the slides.
Okay. Let me see if I have. Okay. Try to. Oh. I'm trying to find my presentation. Oh, that's here. Okay. Let's go. All right. Very good. As you already know, we are just presenting the book Presence, and it says that bringing your boldest self to your biggest challenges. And as you can see, it's the dummy on the book. This is what I really love. Just work with my dummies at my desk, and I just make the emotions that I want to have during the day. I just put it on this dummy, and I get a good feeling from the dummy. So this is also the way that Amy Cuddy, I didn't know about that, but I understood that Amy Cuddy is doing the same, and just presenting that way. Okay, we are going to talk about presence. And let me just go very fast again to Amy Cuddy. Amy Cuddy is professor at Harvard Business School. She is the New York bestseller and also the second most watched TED Talk of all time. You can go and just search for the YouTube TED Talks that she has. She's an amazing person. She's an amazing person. So we are talking about the presence, and what is the presence is presented in this book is just to bring your boldest self to most challenging times of your life. You can imagine yourself what are the most challenging time for yourself in your life. Many of us are getting very stressful when we are going to a very important interview. Many of us get stressed when we have the most important, meeting to get a big project. Sometimes we have anxiety and stress to face, big challenges, or somebody that we are getting so emotional about. So these are the times that we need to be powerful and bold to have the best outcome from that challenging time. It's so the book is talking about the different ideas, and I just share this idea with the idea number. And also at the end of each chapter, there are activities and questions that the author will ask us to do, and just make this answer these questions to have the best outcome of each chapter. Okay, so to bring your boldest self to your in your biggest challenges, it's talking about the way we carry ourselves is the source of our personal power. And this personal power is the key to presence. And this key allows us to unlock ourselves. So if we are powerful, if we have the presence, we are powerful. And this power will help us to unlock ourselves and unlock our possibilities and also the skills sometimes. This is very important to understand that presence is not giving us skills or talent. that we don't already have that. So it doesn't give us the talents. It's all about what is already inside us. It's the power to share what we already have in our mind and in our body. It doesn't make us smarter or better informed. It makes us more resilient and open. So this is very important to understand that presence is not just make us smarter. And also it doesn't change who we are. It just allows us to become who we are. To be who we are. So it's not just to change us. It's just giving us the best power, bring us up. You know, that's the most power of presence. And the other important thing is that presence is ephemeral, it's fleeting, it's not always there. Sometimes we have the presence, sometimes we don't have the presence. So it is based on the exercises that we do, the just repetition that we have for the presence on a daily basis. More doing, more presence we have down the line in our life. So it is not something that we say that we have the skills of presence and we are present in all the time and we have that power in all the situation. You have to do the exercise for that to make the muscle like the muscle memory. We have to make that memory and we have to make this habit in our life to be present. And also the presence is when the state you are most attuned to your best authentic self. It is very important that we become authentic about what we are doing, especially when we are in a very tough situation, in a very important meeting, on an interview, on a biggest, very important pitch that we are doing for our businesses. It's very important to be authentic because people will understand and will realize if we are real or we are fake. So it is very important that to be authentic when we want to show the presence. So the other thing that this book is telling is that doing your best makes us accepting the outcome. Whatever the outcome would be, either we fail or win or anything, if we have done our best, we know and we are sure that we have done our best. That's it. That's very simple. And when we do our best, no matter what the outcome would be, we are happy about the outcome. And if even we are not happy about the outcome, we know that we have done our best to get the result. So this is another thing. The idea number 2 in this book is about the self-affirmation theory. And the self-affirmation theory is all about the self-awareness, to know who we are, to understand who we are and what is our story. And the story, you know that our stories are coming from our values and beliefs. We cannot fake it. If we have a value in our mind and we just show something else, everybody will understand and we will see that and we realize that. So the book is telling that it's better to anchor ourselves to what it's inside us, what is our value, it's in our belief, because it won't change. It is there and it won't change. So if you go to a difficult situation in a meeting and if something is inside you and you have the confidence about that, you can show it, you can present it the way that you want. So when you do the self-affirmation, you do better performance and you are less stressed. This is very important because you already know who you are, you already know what is the values, and you just present based on your values. This is number 1 activity that it is in this book, as I said, at the end of each chapter, there are questions that author is asking us, and maybe we don't have time to go through each step and each question during this meeting, but please write down or just take a picture of these questions, because it helps you to just become aware of the answers is asked in this book, and it just helps us to reach the presence that we are looking for. What are your 3 core values? This is very important question, not only for the difficult situation, even in the life, we need to know what are the core values. Knowing the core values is just giving us the possibility to know who we are, and what gonna be the behavior. It's the result of the values and beliefs. So question number 1 is who you are, by asking what are your values. Okay, 3 main values: be authentic, be honest about yourself. And then you choose the biggest value, okay, at the end of the question 1. And then it goes to the second question. The second question is asking, what is a time when you embodied that value? And what did you do? And what didn't you do when you had that value and you use that value? So when you answer all these questions, it gives you the opportunity to create a value statement. And this value statement will remind you about your values when you need them. Because later I will tell you that you can use these values for the challenging situations to have a better outcome and to have more confidence, and you can have more power when you are showing at the presence of the others. So that was number 2. If you had all the, you could just take the picture and have that and answer the questions later. The idea number 3 in this book is buying your own story. It is a very, very, very important subject in this book, because we can only sell the values, the products and services and ideas that we really believe on them, and we buy that value, products and services and ideas ourselves. If we are not going to buy, how we want to expect others to buy our ideas, our products, our services? So no matter what you say, but the way you are talking about your products and services and ideas is very important. And the way that you show the enthusiasm, you show the passion, when you are comfortable when you are presenting something at the presence of the others. When you are pitching about an idea and you are requesting for the investment from the venture capitals. So if you are comfortable with your idea, if you are comfortable with your product and services, they will buy it faster and easier. The confidence is another thing which is very important. And I will just explain that confidence is different with arrogance. We shouldn't have arrogance when we are facing difficult situations, but we should just show the confidence. At the same time, we have to be very open to receive the ideas. And all this slide is a result of a study that is being done in Silicon Valley, and that was 183 funding venture capital pitches, and they have requested people to predict who will win the investments. And 95% of the people, without knowing the pitches, during the presentation, they could predict who will get and who will absorb the capitals for their businesses. So it is very important, because in this study, all the people just came to this study had more or less, you know, the minimum levels of the qualification to be in the pitches. So they had more or less in the same level, and they had the same opportunity to win that. But the study went to the way they have presented what they wanted to present to the investors. So it is very important that we believe on one thing that we are presenting to the others, and we have the passion, we show the passion. If we are going to an interview, job interview, we should show the passion that we have about our jobs. We should be comfortable when we are sitting at the presence. But I want to add something in here. If you're going to an interview and you have stress and you are nervous, it's okay. It's totally fine. Everybody has stress. Everybody is nervous. But you should show that you are comfortable about the idea that you are presenting. You are comfortable with the experience that you have earned during your or the experience you got during the working years. You should show the confidence. Also, you should not be arrogant when you are presenting something. Sometimes we want to show the confidence in the level that everybody will receive that as arrogance. So they immediately reject whatever we are showing. So we convince by our presence. That's Walt Whitman just he said about that. He has a big psychological hall in the Harvard University. He's been a professor in the Harvard University in the psychology school for many years, and he is done so many studies about the presence and also the way we are presenting ourselves in a difficult situation. So believe in what you are selling, especially if it's yourself. It is very important. If you are selling yourself, you are in an interview, you are in a difficult project presentation, you are looking for buying an investor for investing on you as a person, as a face of your business and your organization, you should buy yourself first. If you are a poison that you are not willing to drink yourself, how you can expect the others to drink you if you're a poison? So this is very important. So you have to make something that the people will choose you. The other thing is that you have to be true to your words, and your body language should be matched with your words. You can fake it until you make it for yourself, but you cannot fake it at the presence of the others until you make it. This is very important. If you are just transferring a word to the others, especially in a difficult situation, and you have the stress and you have the anxiety and you are nervous, that's fine. But at the same time, you have to, sorry, I have to reject this, sorry, because it comes to my, all right. So it is very important that you have a consistency between your words and also your body language. I will talk about the body language a little bit more on the next chapters. So the activity number 2 about the buying your own story is the questions. And the questions is about the belief system and also the values. What is something you truly believe in? You have to understand what really you believe, and you work on that. You bring what you are believing, you bring them into your words. when you are presenting to the others. So, and it is very important that you should know why you believe on this. It is very important. If you ask this question, why you would believe on this, if your belief is not a good belief, or is not helping you, and it's not powerful, you can change it. So it is very important to understand why you believe this. If your teacher taught you for this belief, if your parents taught you to have this belief, if your childhood is just giving you that belief, and this is not a good belief, it's not a powerful belief, you have to understand that, and you can change it. Because if you have the belief that I'm not good enough, and you go to an interview, and you want to sell yourself, and you have this belief that I'm not good enough, so it's against your success. You cannot just succeed. So this is very important to have these questions asked. The idea number 4 in this book is all about the power. And the first question is asked in this book is what we think about the power. Do we have a good connection with the power, or we think that power is corrupted? Many of us think the power is corrupted because we link that to the powers that we don't like, either in the family or in the school, in the company. We just relate the power to the managements that we don't like, or to the politicians, and so on and so forth. And we think that the power is not healthy. But power, in reality, power is so healthy. And why it is healthy? Because when we feel powerful, we feel confident, and we feel optimistic about things. And the other thing is that we think in a different way. We feel coordinated, we feel healthier when we feel powerful. And when we are in the power mode, we work more creative and fluid. Just imagine when we feel powerful in the morning, we go to the office, we can just make creative things, we can sell, we can talk, we can have a very effective telephone conversation with the clients, we can solve the problems for our employees. Why? Because we feel powerful, and this is very good. And we can have the access to most evolved and powerful part of our brains. So when we feel powerful, we go and search inside our mind for something more powerful, just to have this power to come out. So we become more creative, and then we have the access to very positive things inside ourselves. So as a result, we have less stress. And when we have less stress, we just behave better. And this is very important, because when we have tons of stress, we don't feel good. We don't feel powerful. We feel powerless. And then we just behave badly with the people. And based on the power, we're likely to act on opportunities. We are not victims of the situations. We go for the positive way, positive side of everything. And the most important things also is the power affects our physiology. Just imagine the people that they have stress all their life. They have the anxiety. They have, difficult times. Even their body is showing that. They are closed. Their face is looking older than the other people, and they don't have the power to just stand up and be expansive. So it is very important. Power will affect our physiology. So the important thing about that is when power affects our physiology, also, if we work on our physiology, vice versa, we can have more powerful life. I will talk about that a little bit later. So, conclusion, power reveals who you are, and this is very important to make a good peace with our power. And just we have to make this belief that power is a very healthy thing for us. And I want to stress that the power is not about psychology, it's all about psychological power. I'm not talking about the hierarchy power, or the power is coming from the money, or power is coming from the politics, and so on and so forth. It's very important that we know the power we are talking in this book is all about the psychological power. The power is in here, inside us. And the activities about this idea number 3, idea of power number 4 is the question that we want to have to ask ourselves. How do you view power? What I said. Is it negative? Is it positive? Is it healthy? Is it corrupted? We have to just write down what we think and what we feel about power. And then, what is a moment when you felt powerless? It's good to think about that and write it down when we felt powerless. And the result of that, and the question number 3, which is important, when you were too slow to act, because when we are powerless, we become slower. We don't act. This is very important. When we have power, we do things faster with more actions. And the question number 4 is, why did you feel powerless? Answer these questions will help us to find where are the weaknesses, and then how we can transform that into the power. You can take the picture of this slide. If Alireza John, I don't see the comments or questions. If there would be any questions, please.
Sure, definitely. Definitely, thanks.
The idea number 5 is body-mind connections. Most of us think this way. We are thinking about something, we feel about that, and we move according to that. This is the way in the standards we think this way. But as you can see, it says body-mind connection, means the body in this context is the first one. Why it is telling about that? Because we want to face the challenges in the life, okay? And we want to make a connection, a good conversation between the body and mind, because we know that the body and mind, they are in the conversation already all the time. Sometimes body controls the mind. This is the way. As I said, we think that most of the time body is controlled by the mind. But this time I want to talk about how body controls the mind. And this is all about this. So all our physical movements will cause emotions. Just imagine that the time that you had you have been in a certain posture in your life, and the feelings associated with that posture. When you are just walking wide and just open your arms, or just open your chest, bring your chin up, you feel better. Just imagine if you are wrapped, or your chin is down, or whatever like that, you are very close, the emotion is changing. So you don't have the same emotion. So body speaks to the mind. Powerful body language presents confidence and self-assurance. This is very important. So we don't have really good education in the schools and in the childhood, in the families, about the body language for the kids, how they can get powerful with the body language. I will talk about that a little bit later, especially for the girls. And this is according to the studies, and it is very important. So William James, also another professor in Harvard University as a psychologist, he says, I don't sing because I'm happy because I sing. So it shows how the body and how what you are doing can just change your mood and your emotions. Okay? Now we are talking about the body language. Okay, we all know about the body languages, what are the power poses and what is the powerless poses. And Amy Cuddy, one of her most viewed videos on TED Talks is about the powerful body poses. And you can go and search for that. It says that physical movements will cause emotions. Body is speaking to the mind, and powerful body language presents confidence and self-assurance. As you can see in the picture, you can see high power body language on the top versus the low power body language in the bottom. When you do like that, when you are just sitting like this, you show the other person that you are powerful, you have the confidence, you are open to the situation, and they really will buy you when you are powerful. Or for the ladies, as you can see on the top middle, the lady just putting the hands on the sides like that, it's a very powerful posture for the ladies. Or anything that is expansive, it shows the power of your body. And more closer, the heads down, everything to the ground, it shows, okay, we want to show that we are, you know, calm and quiet and gentle, but this is not showing the gentle, you know, just it just shows the weaknesses, and especially in the meetings, in the presentations, when you are in the presence of the other people. So what is the tips in this book is, if you want to show your power when you are in a difficult situation, if you want to go and talk in front of 2,000 people as a public speaker, if you want to do a pitch, if you are in an interview, if you are in a difficult situation, if you are facing somebody that you have a very emotional challenge with them, just be open and open your chest, lift your chin up, and it's very important that like medalists in the Olympic Games. Have you seen somebody that got the gold medal and just stand up like this? Never. All of them, they are like this, what you are seeing in the picture over there. They open their arms because it shows the victory. It shows the power of the person. So imagine you won a gold medal and what you do with your body. So if you are just talking in front of 200 people, 500 people, 1,000 people, try to be expansive, to try to be open. And this gives you power, then you get less stressed, and then you have more confidence. And this is the affection that body has to the mind, okay? Also, the postures is another thing which is very important. I'm trying to see if you are also seeing this picture. Okay, the tip number 2 is when you are walking, when you are sitting, even if you are in your office, you are working on the computer, just try to sit straight and keep your power when you are sitting. When you are walking, if you are alone, just try and just exercise that. And try to train your body and muscles to be straight and to be always towards up, because it gives you the power. And okay, physically also you can have less pains when you are just sitting straight and walking straight and so on and so forth. But also this pain will give you less confidence, because you have something inside your body that is really hurting you when you are talking to somebody and you are walking. So the tip number 3, especially for the people who want to be speakers, who they want to go and talk in the public, it says that pay attention to your voice, your range, volume, and tone when you are talking. If you are talking with your family members, try to have an open voice. I'm not talking to talk loud, but open voice, the range, and work with that. Use the volume, it's working towards your power. Be comfortable with your pause. This is very important thing, because I have experienced myself. Sometimes we get nervous when we pause. But if you can manage your pause, it becomes your power. Sometimes we think, this is a belief, it is a limiting belief according to Alireza. When we think that we pause, we think that the others are judging us and think that we don't know what we want to say. What is in our mind? What is the next thing? Or maybe we forgot something. But if you manage the pause powerfully, you can manage the whole speaking in the public. So use that pause and be comfortable with that. And also be mindful how you carry yourself. When you carry yourself with pride, it just transfers the power that you have. So that's why we are asking about being with the presence, okay? So the activity regarding this idea number 4 is when should you use power poses to increase your confidence? This is very important. We need to use these power poses and make them habits in our life. When you are working on your computer and with just all the shoulders down, or towards towards your computer, and you used to work in this way for years and years and years, and you are not just changing your habit, taking your shoulders back, just be open and walk during your working time during the day and just stretch yourself. You cannot be with these powerful poses. Even if you fake it for a short time, it goes back to this posture after a while. So it is very important that you do it on a regular basis and make it step by step a habit of your life. The second question, what are the challenges that are most threatening? Just imagine the time that was most threatening to yourself and challenges that was really, really difficult. And imagine yourself, how was your posture? How was your body shape when you face that kind of a challenges? And write it down. Even if you are not remembering that in the past, just do it from now for the future. When do you close up? When your body collapse? Again, just imagine during the day, be mindful when you are collapsed, when you are like this, when your shoulders are down, when your chin is down, when you are just towards your computer, when you are not doing the stretches. Write them down. And just also write down what you can do instead of the collapsing or just closing up your body, and force yourself in the other way. Just you can have deep breath, you can open your chest, you can do stretches, you can do yoga. I know that we have yoga people here in this chat, like Sorush, that they are doing great. This is helping a lot to stretch your body and give power for yourself. As you can see, there are some powerless poses in the picture. This is very important. Sometimes we want to show that we are very gentle, we are good people, and but this is not just transforming the power. We have to take care of, we have to pay attention to our postures. This is, for myself, this is the most important and most valuable chapter of this book. Is about prejudice. It is very important because the studies shows, even in the big companies, even in Silicon Valley, even in Harvard University, Stanford University, still these days, ladies are not performing the same way that men are doing. And the reason is going back to the childhood and to the beliefs and to the values came to the ladies from the childhood. And this is the part that Sarah, I think, can help me a lot in that part, because she has done enormous job. It's an amazing job for making ladies and women bold in their life. It is very important because, as I said, based on the studies, still these days, even in the big companies, ladies are not presenting themselves, in the same level as their capacity and the possibility are there. So body languages are different between ladies and gentlemen, between men and women, female and males. Men use more expansive body language. We know that. We have seen that. Like, men are just sitting on the chairs like that, but we never see a girl sitting like that on a chair. So it is very important. At an early ages, females begin to curl up to be a lady. And as you can see the pictures, they become contracted to show that they are like a princess, like a lady. And at the age of 4, kids' powerful posture with males, and just when you see like this dummy, if you see somebody like that and ask the kids, is this a male or female? As you see, this dummy is not showing if it is a male or female. But if you ask a kid at the age of 4, is this a man or a woman? Definitely they will say, this is a man.
It's a man. Mm-hmm.
So because the understanding from the early ages is that men are more powerful and they are expansive, and the girls, because they want to be ladies, they want to be princess, they should just to curl up, just they have to wrap their arms, they should be just chin down, be contracted, and just to show that they are ladies. And it is very important, and many studies has been done on that, because it will affect the presence of the ladies in the societies. And as you can see, this is the statue that they have put in the New York City at the Wall Street against the bull. And it shows a little girl which is standing against the bull with the open hands, and just putting the hands beside, and just to show the power, just to help the girls to have the power. And they have asked these girls, what do you feel when you do this? And they are all coming with the power. And they just become with the answer that they feel more powerful, they feel more comfortable, they feel more confident. So it is very important to encourage ladies, especially if you have young daughters and girls in your house, just let them and help them and train them to be expansive, to say this is not really needed to be always a lady or princess, because you will lose the power you need later in your life. Okay? So the questions, how am I going to help my girls, my daughters, whoever is around you to feel more powerful? And this is a very good chapter of this book. We have very limited time. I go very fast. The idea number 7 is the last idea, is self-nudging. And the self-nudging is all about the small steps we have to take in our life to have the best outcome. It is very important that we accept that small steps will lead us towards success. So if we just convince ourselves to do a bit further every time, 1% better every day, tiny changes in our life, by time we can make the power and the presence we want to have in our life. So when we are going to an important meeting, when we are going to an important pitch, when we are going to a presentation, when we are going to speak in a public for 100, 200, 500 people, stand in a power pose for 1 minute. That's number 1. And change your posture while at work. It's very good. As I said, just do exercises during your working hours. Stretch, be expansive, be careful about your posture, and so on and so forth, because it will affect your power. It is very important. Take a few walks every day to give yourself a break from sitting. To be honest to you, I'm not doing that. I'm very weak about that. I have to confess that here, and I have to admit that, but I will do that. When I went through this book, I said, I will do that. But when we are working 16 hours a day, sometimes it gets really difficult. But we have to be powerful. We have to promise ourselves that we do that. The other thing, which is important, when you are nervous, don't say, I'm calm, I'm good, I'm comfortable. Because you are not comfortable, you are not calm. If you transform from being nervous to being excited, then you can get a better result. So when you feel nervous, say, I'm excited, because you already have the excitement. When you are going to talk for 500 people, definitely you are nervous. Even the public speakers, even the professional speakers, they are nervous, all of them. Tony Robbins also nervous. He's nervous when he's talking in front of the public. But it's good. But there is excitement beside being nervous. And you can use that excitement to make you powerful. Say, I'm excited, I want to go and just bring this value to these people. So being excited is a positive arousal emotion. It's positive side of being nervous. So use that, and this is small and tiny steps, as I said. Remind yourself of your primary values, because your values can become your power down the line, as we said. So activity number 6 for that is the questions of being excited versus being nervous. What are small things you can do to live the life with a sense of satisfaction? Write down the steps that you can do and do it in your life. As I said, you can do it when you are working, during the day, after your work hours, when you are just watching TV. Take care and just be really mindful about the body posture. What a small improvement you have made in the past that has had a lasting benefit in your life. Write it down and have it for yourself. What worries you the most? And when you find out what worries you the most and what is the worst scenario about any challenges that you are going to face, you know it in advance. When you know it in advance, then you feel more comfortable with that if you're facing, because you already know that you may face it. Okay? And this is very important. Then you can have the power of that. This is the conclusion. I think it's all about the chapters in this book. This is a very good book. There are tons of examples, especially because Amy is the professor in the Harvard. As you can see, most of the examples are coming from the Silicon Valley, Harvard, Stanford, and so on and so forth. And yeah, what is the presence? Is the ability to show authentic, best, and the boldest self. Number one, owning your story, understand who you are, what are the values and beliefs, and anchor yourself to the values when you are facing a difficult time. And the other thing, which is very important, is a signal of the power, is listening. Listening will give us the power. Stop preaching, do listening, and let other people also be present at your present. So this is very important, especially when you are working with your kids and children, and also with your wife in the life. Just let them be present also. Give them time to show this presence in their life. Body language, body shapes, self-nudging, and fake it for yourself in your loneliness. Fake it until you become it. That's all.
Awesome.
And,
Perfect.
yeah, it's I just try to cover all the subjects in here. You can reach me out, as you already know. You can take a picture because I'm going out of the presentation.
Awesome. Well, it was very thorough, amazing. We went through the book and I loved it so much because I think there was so much of learning, the 7 key areas that you covered. Amazing as usual. The first time I met Sina, I saw him with lots of pens and papers, and he took like lots of detailed notes. And the first perception of me of you was he is very sequential, he's very thorough and detailed, he's very disciplined, and he is. And of course, I mean, the slides and your background shows everything. And thank you for taking everything professionally and seriously. And I'm sure everyone enjoyed. And the good news is these lives are recorded and the links will be shared with you. And you can go through the slides, you can go through the video, you can pause, you can do the activities. And I highly encourage everybody, for the videos, you go over them again and again. Give yourself some time. You don't have to finish the videos. The important thing is to see the effects and the impact on our performance and feelings and everything. And that way we can actually do the exercises. If you have questions from the experts, you can connect to them. There are 5 of them. Oh, this guy is also here with us. Perfect. Awesome.
I really liked, I need to talk to Sarah about that. I really like the chapter about the girls and ladies. It's a really, really important thing. We have to really pay attention to our daughters and young ladies in our families and also the society.
Exactly. We have to learn first, and then we can educate other people, and we can train other people. Yeah, that's a good suggestion by Sarah. Awesome. So we are at the end of the session. If you, friends, guys, if you have any question, you can contact me, or you can contact Sina if it's regarding his presentation, and he will definitely help you with more detail.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Awesome. The recordings are available on Facebook because after every live, I put them on the timeline. So if you are connected with me on Facebook, you can find them. On YouTube, if you just simply simply type Book Nuggets Summit, you will find lots of videos. I have uploaded 2 videos of this week, but haven't done for the other 2 and this 3rd one. But everything will be available after a few days. You can just simply go in YouTube and find them all. Thank you so much, Sina. Thank you, everybody, for helping us. Next week, we will be here. We have only 5 more sessions and 5 more wonderful books from 5 wonderful experts. And that's the end of today's session. And any final words, Sina?
No, thank you so much. Enjoy your weekend, and that's it. I really enjoyed being with you guys this afternoon.
Great, great. Okay, everybody, see you next week on Monday.
Take care.
Goodbye.